Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. It's MJ Klein here. How's it going? Right. Welcome to Taiwan, Hukou, Taiwan. You're watching Taiwan Live. Of course, you know that. Always a pleasure to have you guys with us. Hopefully, we'll have a nice group. And tonight, I'm in the studio and not on location. And I'm using my green screen. So I've got a background. Of course, you can see the shadow. It's not perfect. Yeah, I haven't built my new studio yet, so want to say hi to everyone who's just joined. Be sure and join us in the chat. The show is nothing without your participation. Trust me, because you don't want to just listen to me yak for an hour. But anyway, I want to say hi to everyone. We're located in north central Taiwan, and for those of you who haven't joined us before, this is kind of a regular thing. Usually I stream on Thursday night, my time, which would be Thursday morning in Eastern time, United States. Sorry, I got something in my eye. This is live TV. And I stream on Sundays, occasionally on Mondays. It's a Monday night here. The local time is actually about 22:39 or 22:40. So it's about 20 minutes until 11 p.m. And I want to say hi. Please be sure and say hi in the chat and let us know where you're from. And I'm going to say hi in the chat right now to you guys. Oops, I can't even spell. There you go. It's as easy as that. And the funny thing is I'm using my other, my personal channel, MJ Klein, as opposed to Taiwan Live TV. So, what is going on with you guys? There's been some interesting things that have been happening. I have an update. I'm not going to go into too much detail right now, but you know, we have a late night group on the Line app and also on Twitter. And everybody knows, you know, it's a family. We're a very tight knit group, and everybody knows Rob Ebner, and he's been absent lately. And I will tell you that he and his wife have had their share of medical problems. And anyway, I'm not going to share those with you now, but I have permission from Rob and his wife to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about it in a future show, probably next week. And so I'll have an update for you about Rob. Now tonight, whoa, hang on. Oh, you know what I need to do? Sorry. I need to, hang on. This is crazy. I need to mute that, because everything that comes through the computer goes through the USB interface and onto the live stream. And I apologize, I forgot to do that. Now, my sister Nancy has just joined. Hey, Bernardo, how you doing? Nice to have you with us. Nice to see you. My sister Nancy has just joined the late night group, and she and my other sister Janet and we've been using Line for a long time, and my brother John too. But I just invited my sister to the Line group. So, oh really? Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, you know, Uncle Bud, nice to have you with us. I appreciate you joining us. But we appreciate how much you're doing for amateur radio, and yeah, the full scale exercise. And oh, by the way, you know, Uncle Bud, while I have you here, I really want to commend you publicly, because I didn't in the late night group. You're talking about you were honoring an unaccompanied veteran, an Air Force veteran, and I didn't understand what that was, so I read about it, and it was a fascinating read, and I really appreciate what you're doing. Folks, for those of you who don't know, an unaccompanied veteran is a veteran that dies with no clearly known next of kin. And they can't be buried and afforded the honor that they should have as a veteran, because usually they can't be verified. And some veterans have actually been left in limbo. They have been left basically in state in a casket in a funeral home for 1 or 2 years or even more. And so what Bud was doing was he was honoring one of those unaccompanied veterans by being the person who accompanied them, if you see what I'm saying. So my father was a veteran, and I really appreciate that, Bud. I think that is like so cool that you did that, and I just want to say thank you. Appreciate it. Bud is also an amateur radio operator, and he's doing a full-scale exercise. I don't know exactly what that is. Is that Aries, or is that like a emergency management system? Is that what that is? You'll have to excuse me. I could probably like go to another window to my web browser and look it up, but hopefully you'll be able to tell me what it is. So Bud is very active in the ham radio and amateur radio community, and I wish I was. I live in Taiwan. I have the amateur extra license, which is the highest amateur radio license in the United States, and I'm not allowed to operate in Taiwan yet, but that's all changing. That's changing so quickly. I mean, as we speak, things are changing. I fully expect that within the next 1 to 2 years, I will be able to present my license to the Ministry of Communications and get an equivalent license here. Anyway, I really appreciate that. So I want to welcome everyone to Taiwan. We have a fantastic place that we live here in Taiwan, and what I'm doing is I'm showing you what it's like to live in Taiwan. Oh, emergency operations on post. Yeah, that's very, very important. What most civilians don't understand, and it's okay, because how would they? When communications are knocked out, you know, we rely on the internet, but relatively simple scale disasters can render the internet useless. And so what happens is amateur radio operators go online. They throw up a wire antenna, and they clip the power supply on the battery on their car, and they go live on the air on battery power, and that's how news gets out of different places. I remember in the late 80s, there was a really, really bad hurricane in the Caribbean, and I was on the air and doing traffic, health and welfare traffic, with some of these amateur. They're really, I call them friends, because they were friends of mine after I got to know them, and we're doing health and welfare traffic. And I remember during Hurricane Andrew, when it hit Florida, I was doing health and welfare traffic with ham radio in and out of Florida. People were wondering, are their loved ones alive or not? And there was no news for several weeks. I remember another time, actually, I was helping out some missionaries that were overseas. I had a phone patch that allowed my ham radio to interface with the telephone system, and I could call other countries where missionaries were assigned, and they would want to call back to their loved ones in the United States. And so we just got on the ham radio and did like a collect call, and it was fantastic. It was really great. So ham radio is, these days, an underrated hobby because of the internet. I mean, in those days, I would say, wow, I just talked to Russia. Well, these days, you can chat on Facebook to Russia. But I worked with nothing more than 100 watts. Of course, I had a big antenna. With nothing more than 100 watts using Morse code, my country count is 208. And that's pretty good. 208 countries. Oh, I'm looking at my lips. This is bad. This is live TV. I don't have a makeup. This is a lip balm. I need a sponsor for lip balm. Now, speaking of sponsors, I want to do this. This is very, very important. Okay. Now, Late Night with MJ Klein is sponsored in part by iVideo. The URL is ivideo.com.tw. You have to add, whoops, it's this way. Yeah. You have to add the .tw because they're a Taiwan company. They provide mobile internet services for Europe, North America, and Asia. Now, if you're traveling somewhere and you want to rent a Wi-Fi box, go to the description in the video. I got to go back and edit this later because it's all messed up. The title is wrong for today. Don't worry, when the stream is over, I'm going to fix it. But the video description is there for the link and the 10% off code. If you go to the link in the description and you use the code, you get 10% off your first order. Now, just so you know, I'm in my home studio and I have a landline internet connection, but I'm using the ivideo.com.tw Wi-Fi modem, the Wi-Fi box. Now, I'm actually connected to the internet through their Wi-Fi box on the mobile phone network. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to show everybody how absolutely robust the connection is. Yeah, it's that good. And so I want to thank Diana Rowe and the folks at ivideo.com. Now, Diana has agreed to come on with me for an interview because I know that many of you in the late night group and in the YouTube community in general want to ask questions about ivideo.com and how they their services around the world and pricing and so forth. So I need to check something just real quick. Okay, let me do this. Hang on. All right, that's good. Yeah, let me do this. All right. Yeah. All right. Sorry, this is live TV, so this is what happens. Now, tonight, I'm drinking some of my famous rum, and I have infused it with coffee and Sri Lanka cinnamon. And I got to tell you, I got my my metal cup this time, and you hear the ice. It's insulated. It's great. Now, let me tell you something. This is really funny. Now, there's a cover on it, right? You can see the cover, and you flip it up, and there's like a sippy hole in it, But there's also this other thing here. This is a, I guess it's a vent. It's hard to do. There's a vent. Okay, you see this? There's a vent. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, I got to be careful of the lights. All right, so you pop the vent up, and then you pull this up, and you can drink out of it, and the air comes in the vent, so the liquid comes out the bottom. The problem is, due to my anatomy, when I drink out of this, my nose hits the hole and plugs it up. So I don't get anything out of it. So I can sit here and go like this. I'm getting nothing. I got to drink like this. And now it comes out like a cascade. It's crazy. What can I do? Anyway, so please, those of you who have just joined, give us a comment. Let us know where you're viewing from. We really appreciate it. So, right. We're going to be right back after this.
This is Rob Ebner, and you're watching Late Night with MJ Klein.
And that, of course, was Mr. Rob Ebner. And we're going to have an update on his health. Probably later on the week, at the end of this week. Now, I would like to let you guys know something here. If you want to contact us here at the Late Night Show, some have sent postcards, and we really appreciate that. Excuse me, I got a burp. If you want to send a postcard, go to our companion website. That's taiwanlive.tv/late-night-show. Now, if you just go to taiwanlive.tv, you can click on the menu. And I'm sure you can figure it out and you can find the late night show. If you scroll down, you'll see a link. It says mailing labels for postcards. Mailing labels for postcards. And if you want to send us an email, you can send us an email at the following address: latenight@taiwanlive.tv. It couldn't be any easier than that. latenight@taiwanlive.tv. And taiwanlive.tv is the website that I have been using since 2016 to introduce Taiwan to the rest of the world. And it's a pet project of mine. And I'm doing everything under the blanket of Taiwan Live TV. Now, if you are familiar with the Line app, L-I-N-E, the Line app, we have a late night group. And if you want to join on the late night group, all you have to do is pause the replay and scan that QR code with the Line app. And you can join us on the late night group. And we'd love to have you there. Hey, how's it going? Nancy. Nice to see you. Nancy's my little sister. From Windsor, Colorado. Yeah, you guys used to live in another city, and you moved fairly recently, but nice to have you with us. Yeah, it's great. And so we have a number of bumpers here that our friends have made. And we're going to go to the next one. We're going to go to my good friend, Mr. Kenrod. And we'll be right back.
This is Kenrod, a.k.a. Ken, and you're watching Late Night with MJ Klein.
And you know what? The email address that I just sent you guys, that I just showed you, if you'd like to do a bumper, just use your mobile phone. Of course, don't hold it this, don't hold it this way. Hold it this way. Okay, so it's landscape, because we live in an HD world, guys. And all you got to say, you can say whatever you want. Hey, I'm so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you want, as long as you say, and you're watching Late Night with MJ Klein. So, all right, now, yeah, the coffee is yummy, but it's actually rum. The funny thing happened. I wrote about this on my blog, I don't know, probably about a year ago. Costco used to sell this Kirkland brand Caribbean spiced rum from St. Croix. It was fantastic. It was a 1.75 liter bottle for $20. I was like, holy cow. I bought one like every 3 weeks. And then they stopped selling it. I got really mad. I went over to the help counter at Costco. I had them do a search on the computer. This whole thing occurred in Chinese. And I even asked them, do you have a skid in the back somewhere, that I can buy? Nope. It's done. Not selling it. But they've got like 4 other kinds of rum that nobody in Taiwan would ever drink, like this Bacardi White. It's Bacardi Blanc. There's no color and there's no odor. And there's no flavor either. And they got like 4 kinds of tequila and several kinds of vodka. Taiwanese people don't drink this stuff. So why do they have that and they don't have the rum that I like? So I complained, and of course nothing happened. And I wrote about it on my blog, and yeah, nothing happened. And then one day, one of my blog viewers wrote me back in the comments. He said, well, I buy this Taiwan rum. And I knew the rum he was talking about. And he said, and I just infuse it with flavors that I want. And I was like, what an idiot. Of course. Why in the world didn't I do that? And so now I do. And I got some Sri Lanka, not the cassia, but I got some Sri Lanka, some real cinnamon from Sri Lanka. And I've got, coffee from my visit to Indonesia and Bali. And I got some really great vanilla nut coffee from Costco. And I grind it up. And I've got a cold brew coffee rig that I use, for brewing cold brew coffee. And it's perfect for infusing rum, because you can take a 700 milliliter bottle of rum and it infuses in about 4 minutes. It's fantastic. Otherwise, if you're using the paper with a drip, that takes 2 hours. So anyway, this is vanilla nut coffee with Sri Lanka cinnamon that's been infused, and the rum is actually not too bad. It's a dark rum that's been aged in oak barrels. So yeah, and I got my stainless steel cup. Yeah, we're good to go. Now here's what's coming up. Today is Monday. It's Monday night here in Taiwan. Longtime supporter of mine, Miss Jaspy, and everybody knows who Jaspy is. Jaspy is in Taiwan. She arrived here today. She's coming to Hukou, to my area, on Thursday, and we're going to be streaming live on location from Winwin's place, from Tianjin. And you guys know that's the famous, iconic place that I have always streamed from. Let me do this, because you guys have you guys are used to me streaming from Winwin's place. So let me just do this. There you go. Now we're back. This window behind me, right? It's okay behind me. Yeah, right. Sorry, this is chroma key. Some of the very early live streams that I've ever done have been from this place. It's a Vietnamese restaurant that serves Thai food in Taiwan. And as you can see, they've got, like Chinese writing and then Vietnamese writing over here. And so some really notable individuals have been here before. But if you guys remember this, let me see. I want to do, let me see, not this one. Yeah, this one here. Let me do this. A long time ago, Dr. Casper Koch, who is on the left, and myself on the far right, and Winwin, we were talking, and Caspar's been here many times. He's one of the coolest cats. And I'll say the coolest non-Taiwanese cat, because those of you who know Jevons is the coolest cat, but he's Taiwanese. So that's like saying, Elvis is cool. Well, duh. So anyway, Caspar is like the coolest non-Taiwanese cat that's ever been here. And so this is Caspar with his shades. And so this is like when Caspar was here, like, hey man, how you doing? How's everything? Yeah, it's cool. So it's me and Caspar hanging out, And Caspar is a PhD chemical engineer, and I am very happy to say that he has been working with the Taiwanese government to get Taiwanese residency based on his his tremendous resources, skills, and education, and that's actually going pretty well. So, but let me go back to this. Let me go back to the scene here. So this will be more like what it used to be when I would sit here and talk to you guys into the wee hours of the night. All kinds of weird things would happen. What I really need to do is do a background loop of some drama, because we used to have a lot of drama in those days. If you guys recall, things that would happen in the background, and I would have to give you a running commentary. Now, so Jaspy is coming. on Thursday. And Jaspy and I will be at this place that you see, Win-Win's Place. And we're going to be sitting in front of this window. And I get, oh, sorry, my elbow being out of the frame kind of gives it away with the green screen. Sorry about that. But Win-Win knows about it. Win-Win is the boss lady, of course. And Win-Win knows about it. And Win-Win doesn't speak English, by the way. Jaspy is, she's a Hong Kong-born Chinese lady who moved to Australia. I think she said she was 3 years old. So she speaks English with an Australian accent. It's really cute. She speaks Cantonese and also Mandarin. And so we're going to meet with Win-Win, and Win-Win will join us. And don't worry, I'll translate, you know, all your questions for her. And you know, if you want, I think we might just do like a quick interview with her and stuff, and she'll hang out. And Win-Win might actually be red-faced from alcohol. I don't know. We'll just have to see. So let me see. We have some more bumpers. So let's go to the next bumper.
Hi, this is Steve from Florida, and you're on Late Night with MJ Klein.
Yeah, it was our friend Steve from Florida, who I got to meet when I went down to the Sears Institute for anti-aging. All right, let's talk about something else. Today, I was reading something. Of course, I spend a great deal of my time reading and keeping up with certain topics. Now, you know, I talk about nutrition a lot. You know, I've talked about going to the Sears Institute. I talked to you guys about my nutritional supplements, the fact that I lost 22 pounds, 10 kilograms by fasting, how I've reversed my diabetes, and I, you know, have I eat a diet of reduced carbohydrates, almost zero carbohydrates, and I supplement with omega-7, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, something really struck me today, and you guys are not going to believe this. Let me read this. This is from, it's a website called Jeffrey D-A-C-H-D, like Jeffrey Doc, MD.com. And it's called The Mouse That Was Immune to Cancer. Now, this is really interesting. I'm just going to read this. This is by Jeffrey Doc, MD. I'm just going to read this word for word. Medical students may spend hours injecting cancer cells into mice at Wake Forest Medical School in North Carolina. This work has been fruitful, yielding many fine medical studies and publications over the years. Now, he goes on to say, typically, all the mice injected with cancer cells will die of cancer. However, one day something unexpected happened. One mouse did not die. This mouse lived and flourished. Hence, it was discovered the mouse that could kill cancer. Now, the next subheading is called Spontaneous Regression of Cancer in the Mouse. Once identified as a cancer-killing mouse, the little furry fellow was earmarked for study. Yeah, I bet he was. It goes on to say, these were exciting times for the cancer laboratory. Researchers had urgent questions. Why didn't this mouse get cancer and abdominal fluid like all the other mice? How was this mouse able to defeat the injected cancer cells? What was the mechanism? I've been drinking. What is the mechanism for the killing of the cancer cells? The next subheading says immune to cancer. Over the next 3 years, more studies showed these mice were immune to cancer, a trait innate to this strain of mouse. The mouse's immunity to cancer was genetically determined. In other words, this strain of mouse has an immune system that fights cancer by sending the immune cells, the microphalanges, and macrophages and white cells, lymphocytes, to kill the cancer cells as if they were just another microbial invader. These mice were given the name SR/CR mice for spontaneous regression / complete resistance to cancer. Whoa. I couldn't believe that. There's actually a mouse that's resistant to cancer. It's immune to cancer. So now what's going on in the medical community is scientists are scrambling to find out why in the world these mice are immune to cancer. We'll be back in a minute. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you. I want to thank everyone for joining. This is MJ Klein. You're watching Taiwan Live. And, wow. These places behind me are iconic images that I personally photographed over the years in Taiwan. And I gotta tell you, this place is off the charts beautiful. And if you've never been to Taiwan, you really want to come here. It's astonishing. Most of these places that I'm showing you behind me are from East Taiwan. And although we live on the west and it's the industrialized and populated area, East Taiwan is a place that you want to get a Nissan GTR and just floor it. Twisty, windy roads, fantastic views like this. I mean, this is just, well, let me do this. Let me get rid of myself. There's a little square. It's maybe just to the right of center and about a quarter of the way up. That's the tunnel that the highway goes through. It goes through the mountain. And behind it, you can see the mountains crashing down into the ocean. Now, when you are on the beach, and it's a clear day, you can actually see the mountains going down under the ocean. It's amazing. This is another scene in East Taiwan. And that little white speck in the middle of the ocean is the trail left by a boat. Sorry, I'm burping. It's TV. And while I'm off camera, I'm going to have another drink. And I tell people, and I've told people over the years how beautiful Taiwan is, but unless you go online and you look at the photos, you can't tell. This is typical right here of Taiwan. Unbelievable. Unfortunately, we only have one live viewer now. My live viewer numbers are not that big, but my replay viewers, they get to enjoy it too. Maybe I should get rid of the live number count because it's embarrassing. But this is East Taiwan, and you'll see that the mountains are so high that the clouds have run into them and are partially covering them. This is Suao. Suao is a beautiful port city in the north central east section of Taiwan. And as you can see, it is just, as we say in Chinese, oh, 非常漂亮. It is just so beautiful, incredibly beautiful. And it's a port city. And I've always asked my wife, how do people over in East Taiwan make money? Because I want to move there. The problem is East Taiwan has a lot more earthquakes. This is Green Island. And this is a shot that I took in 2002 with my older camera, unprocessed JPEG. And it was a hazy day and just great for photography, you know, for the mood. And that building in the front is the abandoned political prison that the KMT used to maintain on Green Island. And this is the Princess Rock. What do they call that? Is it the Bull and Princess? I forget. Anyway. Oh, there's caves here. This is my favorite place on planet Earth. This section right here. I could stand here and up on the top and look down on the beach. I could stand there all day. And I've done it before. Fantastic. This is another shot from 2002, unedited and in-camera JPEG on a hazy day. This is another shot that I took with a better camera, but I also didn't process this. This was shot in 2004, the same area, and it wasn't hazy. This beach and the reef down there, that's an actual coral outcropping there. And if you want to go, you can see some boats out there. If you want to go snorkeling, you have to walk over the coral. And I've been snorkeling on Green Island 2 times, and I walked on live coral, and I was telling people, you can't do this. And then they finally built, of course they had to sink pilings down into the coral, but they finally built a walkway, so at least they only ruined the section of coral where they had the pilings. And this is the same area, just another view. Rotated around counterclockwise about 90 degrees. Again, this is an older, this is only a 5 megapixel Nikon camera. Yeah, it is gorgeous. Thank you. Yeah, Taiwan is off the charts. And my brother John was here in 2011. And we didn't go to Green Island. But this place here, right here that I'm showing, and the places that are not, oh, excuse me, the places that are not exclusive to Green Island, John saw those. I could do a show, you know, of John's Taiwan pics, but it'd probably bore the crap out of you guys. But anyway, so. Oh, that's been fun. I'm having fun with this green screen. I really, really am. And this is the main thing that we use here with Taiwan Live. This is our Taiwan Live logo, and if I get rid of myself, then it looks like this. And what it says on the bottom in Chinese is it says on the spot. Oh, it says Taiwan. The first two words are Taiwan. Then the rest of it says on the spot live streaming. And that's what I usually do when I'm out using my mobile phone. We do like on the spot live streaming. And so those of you who have watched my channel over the years know that we go to temples and different cultural celebrations, like the giant pigs that they grow, which they call the Gong in Chinese, where they try to make the pigs as fat as they can, and then they slaughter them, and then they display them in different ways. It's pretty interesting. So, and I want to do this one more time. I know that we already did this, but I want to show you how to contact us. And if you want to send a postcard, you can go to taiwanlive.tv and click on the menu, go to Late Night Show, And if you click on mailing labels for postcards, I guess I didn't say this before. If you click on mailing labels for postcards, you'll download a PDF file. And the PDF file has the address that you can send us. And it's in English and in Chinese. The lines are interlaced. So if you just print it out and stick it on your postcard, when you send it from whatever country that you live in, presumably that they can speak English, they can read the English address so they know where it's going. And then when it arrives in Taiwan, because it has the Chinese, then they know where it's going too. So generally speaking, if someone sends us a postcard from the United States or Europe, we get it in about 2.5 weeks. And this is our QR code for the late night group. And we would really appreciate it if you would join us from the join us in the late night group online. We're kind of transitioning away from the Twitter group. A lot of people don't really like the Twitter group that much. And what does that say? Hang on. What does that say MJ Klein on it? Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't want that on there. I'm getting rid of it. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Now you can see it without that nasty header on it. Boy, that was a mistake. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, we would love to have you join us. A lot of people are paranoid about Twitter and all the data breaches and the fact that it's come out with Project Veritas that the Twitter employees, they read private messages, they read group messages and stuff. Line is encrypted. It's a safe haven. And not that we're doing anything wrong or we're, discussing state secrets, but a lot of people just don't like to be spied on, and I can't blame them. Now, one thing I have to do, and I'm sorry, I've been doing this show for several years, but I haven't been doing studio shows until recently. I had like a 1.5-year break. So the show closing has an outdated copyright notice. It's 2016, and this is 2018, but it doesn't really matter. But I just wanted to let you know that the show closing is out of date when we do that. So now I have one more bumper, and that's from my good friend Ken Rod. And I did adjust the audio because the audio was off the charts loud. It was crazy loud, and I think it's okay now. So I'm going to play it. This is my good friend Ken Rod. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, my name is Ken Rod, and you're watching Late Night with MJ Klein.
All right, so hopefully that was good. All right, now I owe you guys 2 things. I've got all this music gear here. My Bison cam, as it's called, is not really set up for I'll just show you. See my keyboard? It's over here. Yeah. But I owe you guys a new music stream, and I'm going to do it real soon. And I'm working on my supplement show. I'm going to be showing you guys all the supplements that I take, the science behind it, why I take it, how much I take, and so forth, and the effect that it's had on me. Because I'm 62, but according to the tests that I've had done, my biological age is significantly lower. Because, for example, when I exercise, my heart rate goes up to between 165 and 170, which I should be dead if I do that at 62. But it means that my cardiovascular system or cardiopulmonary system is a lot younger. And my cardiologist said that according to my EKG, I'm 25 years old. So anyway, there's a lot of things that I need to tell you about supplements I'm taking, like the homocysteine resist and DIM and ubiquinol and all that stuff, and omega-7. And I'm going to be doing that very soon. I promise you guys that very soon. I'm working on it now. It's going to take me a little bit more time because there's so much information. I got to categorize it and put it into like a, not like a lecture, but a presentation. And I got to take photographs of the bottles of the stuff, you know, so you know what it looks like. So I'm going to be doing that real soon. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us. And I want to thank, excuse me, I'm burping. This is live TV. Oh. I want to thank iVideo.com for sponsoring me. They're a fantastic sponsor, and they sponsored my trip to the United States. They provided me with the Wi-Fi box that I brought with me. Excuse me. That was crucial because I had 2 flights that were canceled. I had to make phone calls using voice over IP internet systems. It was a disaster. You guys remember, if you look at my channel and you look at the videos and you go back, you'll see where I was stranded at DFW airport. Check that out. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I want to thank Diana and all the folks at iVideo.com for sponsoring me. And I want to say good night and thank you so much for joining, and have a good afternoon, a good morning, day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are around the world. I want to say 再见, 谢谢你们. Thank you very much, and for joining us in Taiwan here tonight. And like I said, don't let the 2016 copyright notice throw you. But this is it. We're going to say good night. Bye-bye.